Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 39 of My Son the Traitor. Today's episode, we're just going to start advancing towards week 3. This is a go-home show? I think this is the go-home show, actually. I thought it was only the 3rd week for some reason, but I think it is actually the go-home. Interesting. I thought we had another week to go. Well, I've definitely misjudged that one. So we're actually going into the go-home show for Sin. We've got some pretty good matches, I think, going into Sin as well. I think for tonight's main event, for today's episode's main event, I'm gonna do Eddie Guerrero versus Sean O'Haire for the. I was thinking about, do we do it for the world title and just put it on the line? I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't know. Mid-Atlantic drawing 1,500 fans. Great Lakes 1,400. WWF have adopted a friendly attitude towards WCW. That's very strange. Very strange. I wonder why that is. Huh. We did have the Royal Rumble here, getting an 89 in the Tri-State. We got The Rock defeating Triple H to retain the WWF World Title. Whether they call it the World Heavyweight Title. Wouldn't it just be the WWF title? Anyway. And yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin winning the Royal Rumble match. Hardy Boys defeating the Dudleys and the APA. We got Lita defeating Terry Runnels. Quite a few women's matches. I guess the Royal Rumble match being all men probably had a lot to do with that. But who's that? Rodriguez. Yeah. That's a weird one. European champion. Beat Mark Henry to become the European champion there as well. Anyway, that is the Royal Rumble. Let's just keep advancing. Oh, we're pretty much where we need to be. So yeah, Nitro, Go Home Show, and Sin is in 6 days, so that'll, of course, be next episode as well. Let's just get into it. Let's just start booking. Don't want this episode to be too long. I know it's the Go Home Show. We tend to go pretty long with this one. Where did we run last? We did the Mid-South last, didn't we? So we will go the Midwest. Where are we running though? We're going to get just under 13,000. I mean, Columbia, Missouri, the Hearns Center, Kemper Arena in Kansas City. Yeah, pretty much either of those two, really. Got the Veterans Memorial Auditorium, Des Moines, Iowa. The Williams Arena as well, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think we'll go with the Hearns because it's pretty much bang on where we're supposed to be. So 12,911, and let's book that main event. So this one is going to be, like I said, Eddie Guerrero taking on Sean O'Haire. Should be a good match, honestly. 16 minutes as well. We'll give this one to Dusty. I think I'll make it non-title. I know good old WCW, they did love to have a World Heavyweight title match on their card, on their Nitros, but seeing as we're having a world title match on Sin, which is the next, broadcasted event for WCW, Eddie's going to win regardless, even if the title was on the line. Pretty obvious and pretty standard. But we'll make it open. I don't think we can call it. So script decisive. But we'll go tainted. We're going to go Outside interference finish onto O'Haire by none other than Chavo Guerrero. And during this one as well, I guess, what we'll do is just have Booker T at ringside. Booker T at ringside, nice and easy. Non-title match, like I said. Post-match, we'll have Booker and Eddie with a face-off. Both unscripted. I mean, I could probably throw all 4 of them in here together. I wonder if that's worth doing to try and get the rub off, you know, the popularity increase for the high-rated angle onto Chavo and onto Sean O'Haire. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. So we'll go Sean O'Haire here as well, and then we'll go Chavo here as well. They're all going to have to be unscripted, so it's a little bit of a risky one because Sean O'Haire probably not the greatest talker in the world. I think pre-match, do we just go Booker T angle by himself? I think that's pretty fitting. Probably. See, I feel like that one will probably do better. We might change the appearance of these angles. Let's go with that one to end the show, and let's have the 4 of them together pre-main event. I think that order is going to work out a lot better. So Booker T will cut a promo, essentially speaking about how he's going to get his World Heavyweight title back. He's going to beat Eddie Guerrero at Sin. I think that works. It works out. Up next, I think we'll go with a Canyon match. Just want to have Canyon get a win. Still got white hot momentum, but I feel like he's taken a few losses recently. We'll just feed him Lash LaRue, maybe, who's somehow gained a point of popularity in some regions. Here we go, Lash LaRue. Maybe not. I might go Billy Kidman instead. We'll go Billy Kidman. We'll make this our Steal the Show match too. Because it will be good. Steal the Show, 6 minutes, Dusty Rhodes, perfect. Might even chuck a little distraction in here from Jeff Jarrett. So Jarrett's a heel, a three-man sort of angle. So I have Canyon cutting a promo onto Jeff Jarrett and onto Diamond Dallas Page. Have them both be off screen though. I wonder if I can script it. I probably can script it with Canyon actually. Yeah, cool. What else? Don't really know what to do here with the fully blooded Italians for this one. We've pretty much bled this one dry for the most part. I think we've more or less done every type of match. I might just do Colt Cabana versus Johnny the Bull. A little bit of sort of revenge for last week, even though Johnny the Bull's going to get the win here. Colt's actually got some popularity about him. How's he got that? How on earth has he got that popularity there? Huh. I honestly don't really know. I'm assuming... Did he get a win last week with Hugh Morris? Honestly, can't remember. I know he's maybe done 1 or 2 promos with CM Punk early on, but that's sort of coming in the last week or two. Yeah, so he lost to Buff there. And then last week, he also lost when he was teaming with Hugh Morris. But he wasn't involved in any angles, so I don't really understand that. I don't know if I actually, yeah, did Gold Bond. I mean, they got a win there on the pre-show. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. He's just sort of gained that popularity without me really doing much, to be honest. Still pretty cool to see. So happy with that. Should be a good win there for Johnny. We go a Hugh Morris, Johnny the Bull angle just to preface it. I think we do. Again, continue building. We can have Guido, Vito, and Tracy. They can just be off screen. They don't really need to be on screen. It's going to be sort of a back and forth just between Morris and Johnny. What else have we got? Let's go a... What popularity does Mike Sanders have? He's got 27s. I give him a big tainted win. I think I do. I'm going to risk this. This is a little bit risky, this one. So where is he? Mike Sanders going to be taken on Shane Helm. Oh, 45 popularity. Do I want to do this? I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a crack. Sanders to get the win. Open, script, painted. Keep Helms strong. And we're going to give Sanders the win. And then I want to have Sanders cut a promo. Actually, let's just do him and Ray again because I want to try and build up Ray's entertainment stats. And then we'll have him talk about Helms off screen again. They're going to have the match following the promo anyway, so it makes sense. And I feel like it's all building nicely towards the pay-per-view as well. What are we going to do for Buff and Rob? What's the popularity difference there? 68 roughly. And then Rob's about 60, 63, 64, most of them. Yeah, very, very close. Let's do a tag match. And let's have... Who have we got? Go Rey Mysterio and Rob Van Dam. To take on the team of Buff and... Trying to look at it and see what makes the most sense. Thinking Dustin, but Dustin's popularity is really good. Maybe Dusty. Either I do that or I go Jamie Noble, but then I feel like that's sort of... it sort of takes a bit of a shine off the match. It wouldn't make too much sense for me to have Dusty be teaming with Buff Bagwell. It wouldn't. Whereas this makes a little bit more sense because Jamie Noble's he's sort of been involved, obviously with Shane Helms and with Mike Sanders, and then Rey Mysterio as well, the current Cruiserweight champion. It kind of makes sense. Anyway, Ray will get the win. We'll make the loser Jamie. Keep Buff strong. And then open script decisive. It works. It's just a good way to get Rob and Buff in the ring together to advance the storyline. And then a good win for Rey Mysterio over Jamie Noble. With a potentially a little bit of rub off from Buff Bagwell as well. I think it's perfectly fine. Cool. Yeah. Need to think about what else we're going to do. Might just go with a Buff promo to Rob. And have Rob be off screen for this one. I've got some trust in Buff to do a good job. So I'll do that one there. Should we add in, where is he? Jamie Noble. Get Jamie in the World Cruiserweight as well. Haven't done anything there for the World Tag. I think I'll do Stasiak versus Chaz for this one, actually. Just a singles match. Chaz versus Stasiak. Stasiak will get the win. Open script painted. There'll be an interference in this one as well on Chaz by Mark Jindrak. Won't be the finish, but it will be some involvement. Won't go an angle for those guys. I would like to go a Diamond Dallas Page angle. Maybe him and Jarrett together. And they can talk about Canyon off screen as well. It'll be the reason why Canyon then has his own angle later in the show. Essentially addressing both of them. It's going to rate pretty highly. And then we need to do a John Cena match. I'm running out of time. This is sort of a problem I'm having at the moment. So I'll do a quick little John Cena match. I think I did state that I wanted to do Cena versus... I think it was Kaz Hayashi. Before we do that, let's do someone else. Maybe Evan's a little bit too high. Steen's pretty close, but I don't really want Steen losing. Kid Romeo's got a lot of good popularity now as well. PCO's popularity has actually dropped even further than I thought it was. He's lost a lot. Shannon's also like 24s. Yeah, I think it's PCO. Cena versus PCO. So let's run with that. I'll try and get that one to Ricky. Cena to get the win. Open script. Decisive. We'll just have that one be clean, I think. I like that one clean. Probably Wild Brawl, to be honest. Assuming Cena's got pretty good brawling. Yeah, 51 brawling. Let's do the Wild Brawl for that one. So I'll do Wild Brawl there, and then I might just swap these two matches around. Have Cena go on after the DDP Jeff Jarrett angle. And then even before that one, I might just have Shane McMahon, go John Cena in there, go Lance Storm, and I'll go PCO. So I'll go entertainment for all three of these guys. We'll have PCO on screen, but he doesn't do any talking. And then just works out really well. So essentially, with this one, Cena's going to be backstage in Shane McMahon's office speaking to him about his opponent tonight. Shane's essentially saying he doesn't have an opponent ready for him yet. Lance Storm barges in with PCO in tail. Storm's going off saying he wants a match against American Dragon here tonight. Shane says, no, that's saved for the pay-per-view. You're going to be, versing him. It's going to be I don't know, we might do a submission match, for example. It's going to be a technical masterclass regardless. 15 minutes, which will be a really good match. And yeah, Shane says he's got a bright idea, and he's going to have one member of Team Canada being PCO, as he's decided to storm into Shane's office as well. And he's going to be taking on John Cena, who is currently on a bit of a steamroll. Got the momentum behind him. And PCO and Cena go face-to-face in Shane McMahon's office. The match is booked. I like that. So we'll have that go after the Chaz Stasiak match. We'll make this one here storytelling, and then we're pretty much good to go. Cool. So we need more angles. That's perfectly fine. We can do stuff with that. I think I want to do a Punk match to finish us off. And I haven't done anything for this either. And then this is going to start essentially next month. We're going to use Courageous and Shannon Moore, and that's going to be his proper first feud. Because they've got a little bit of popularity, Courageous and Shannon Moore. Haven't done anything with that either. Going to be perfectly fine. The Blooded Italians, we've done something with them. We've done something with the tag teams as well. We've done Cruiserweight. We've pretty much done everything. We just need something for Alter Ego, which is perfectly fine. Also haven't changed that photo either of Psychosis. I wonder how do I actually change that? I know I've changed it in the... Pretty sure I've changed in the actual database for Nicho. Change it here as well. And I think that should theoretically change it. Should it not? There we go. Okay, I think that's actually changed it properly. I changed it in the database, didn't change it on the actual gimmick. Go figure. So what I'll do is going to go a Psycho Ripper, Jorge Estrada. Going to be a pretty bad angle. Going to go Super Crazy and Psychosis. Going Entertainment for those two. Give them all success. And I do have a tag team name for these two. If I can remember it. Yes, I can remember it. But I've got to try and remember my Spanish. So we need another minute from somewhere. Probably take it from the Cena match. Go 5 minutes for that one. Then I literally just want to do a CM Punk match for 6 minutes. We'll get this one to essentially work the crowd. Maybe use Estrada for that one. Not Estrada, Kazuhashi. Or even a Kevin Steen, maybe? Kevin Steen, CM Punk. He's considered unimportant, but hopefully this will be the win that'll get him up to where we need him to be. Do I go Vito? He's got a little bit more popularity about him. Trying to look at who's actually got some decent popularity. Stacey Keebler's got 45 popularity across the United States. Yet a lot of my other wrestlers don't have any popularity. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I think we go Vito. Yeah, I don't know. I see Vito being the option there. 30 popularity, theoretically should be a pretty good match regardless. We'll work the crowd with it as well, so hopefully it'll do even better. They're both not recognizable by the fans, which is an issue. I don't have... There's pretty much no one else, is there? Chaz's popularity. He's got 40 popularity. That's sort of come out of nowhere. Elo's up to 50. That's sort of just the consecutive title defenses that they've done. I mean, I could have done Johnny the Bull, CM Punk versus Johnny the Bull. Are we gonna change the booking up here on the fly a little bit? I think we might. I think we're gonna change it. So we'll book that for now. And then I want to go, because we're going to be over time there anyway. Let's go back to this one. So it's going to be Colt Cabana, but if we change that, to CM Punk. We'll do it this way. I probably want that to be a regular match as well. Instead of Johnny the Bull, I'm going to have it be CM Punk. It's going to be decisive, but let's keep Johnny strong. Let's have... wonder if I can do a distraction finish with it being decisive. That's not the finish I want. But let's have Johnny the Bull be distracted by Hugh Morris as the finish. It might not work that way with a decisive. It might have to be a tainted victory, but I'm going to go with that. Advances the storyline, gives CM Punk a big win over a very hot Johnny the Bull, which will elevate him up to being ready to take on Vader for the World TV title at Sin. And then instead of that first match, I'm going to get rid of that and then just do an angle with him and Vader. And I feel like that's potentially going to do a lot better. So I'll do that. We'll get rid of the first match here. And then I'm going to chuck another angle in right here with Vader and CM Punk. We'll go Menace for Vader as per usual. Entertainment for Punk. 6 minutes. Perfect. And then this match here with Stasiak and Chaz is going to be story time. And there we go. That show looks a lot better. I managed somehow to make that look a lot better than what I was originally going to do. The only part of it that I don't like is the fact that Johnny the Bull is going to take a pinfall loss, and it is going to be decisive, despite me keeping him strong. It kind of makes him a little bit weaker, but he can probably get some revenge on Punk. We might do a tag team match, and then even have like Johnny the Bull challenge for the TV title. Maybe not next month, but the month after potentially. Which I do like the sound of. And that could be a relatively good World TV title match for a pay-per-view down the line. Anyway, let's do a couple of pre-show tags. Let's have the Rhodes family take on Exclude already booked. Go AJ and Jet. And we'll give the win there to Dustin. Open script decisive. Go Arn Anderson for these ones. Lower that to 10 minutes, perfect. And then the second match, before we do that, we'll go back to teams. And we shall add our new team if we can do it. Any type. Interesting teams here as well. I didn't realize they were ever a tag team. It looks good. Okay, so they're not an actual team. We go back to active. Then we're going to add new team. And they're going to be called Dos Loco. Pretty sure that's how you spell it. And it is going to be Super Crazy and Psychosis. Dos Loco. It essentially means too crazy. Very simple, very WCW, I feel like. And they will be a unit when they're working together. I like it. Dos Loco sounds it's very easy off the tongue. Makes sense. Obviously, it's in Spanish, got that Mexican sort of heritage to it as well. And they are going to be a pretty decent tag team for us in the future. So Dos Loco, they can take on the team of... 3 count, sure. I'm going to try and make 3 count a little bit better if we can, I guess. And let's give the win to Psychosis, try and get his momentum up a little bit for that pay-per-view match. Go Arn Anderson again, perfect. And that can go there. All right, let's run the show. All right, so we start off with a 59 rated tag team match. We have the debut of Dos Loco, and they defeat 3 count in 12-12 when Psychosis pinned Evan Courageous with a diving leg drop. Good match. Super Crazy 60 in ring. Yeah, 59's very solid. We then go to a 63 rated tag team pre-show match where we have the Rhodes family defeating AJ Styles and Jason Jett in 9:48 when Dustin pinned Jason Jett with a lifting reverse DDT. All right, here we go. Nitro, the go-home show for Sin. Our first go-home show of the year. And we start off with a pretty solid 63 rated angle between Vader, the current World TV Champion, and CM Punk, the challenger for the title at the pay-per-view. Of course, the title not going to be on the line tonight, but CM Punk will be involved in that matchup. And it does really well. 63. Good stuff. Adding a little bit more heat to the World TV title restored storyline. We then go into a pretty bad angle. We get a 39 rated angle here for our Psycho Ripper alter ego storyline with Psycho Ripper, Jorge Estrada, and the newly formed Dos Loco, Super Crazy and Psychosis. Oh, their masks really do look very similar, don't they? Very similar. It's very cool, actually. But yeah, 39, not so good, and cooled the crowd a little bit. But it should be a really good tag team match. The heel team of Ripper and Estrada taking on Crazy and Psychosis. Should be a really good match. We then go into a 51 rated singles match where we have Sean Stasiak defeating Chaz in 6:30 by pinfall with a fisherman's suplex following an interference from Mark Jindrak. So yeah, Jindrak and Stasiak, of course, #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles. And they pull a sneaky one on Chaz. And D'Lo was not to be seen. He didn't come out. No one knows what happened to him. 51 though, good match. We then go into a 70 rated angle. This is one I explained before. So, like I said, Shane McMahon's office, Cena's already in there speaking to him. Shane's essentially saying to him as the door opens, I haven't found an opponent for you tonight. I know you wanted a match. Storm comes in, wants a match against his arch nemesis at the moment, being American Dragon. And Storm wants a match for him. PCO is sort of the bodyguard in the background, also coming in the office as well. Doesn't say anything though. And Shane says he doesn't appreciate Lance and Team Canada's interruptions and says that Cena will get his match after all, and it's going to be up next against PCO. We then go into a 100 rated angle with Diamond Dallas Page and Jeff Jarrett. They're backstage. DDP's having an interview, backstage interview. Jarrett gets involved, essentially interrupts him as he's doing a backstage interview, and the two go back and forth, and it gets us a 100. Very good off script, good storyline, gaining a lot of good heat there for the pay-per-view as well, which we like to see. We then go into a 34 rated angle. However, was not penalized. Was not penalized. What that means is, as a result of that last angle with Cena being involved in the 70 rated angle, he's now got enough popularity to be recognizable by the fans. So this was going to be penalized, but as a result of that popularity gain, it's actually passed, and he's now recognizable. Or at least I think that's what's happened here. But we get a 34, so it's a really bad match anyway. But we have John Cena defeating PCO in 5:15 by pinfall. They Blue Thunder side slam. The only other thing I can think of is maybe it's a squash match. But I can't see that there, so I'm thinking I might be right. Yeah. A couple of little penalties there for Cena, who's very inexperienced, but that's perfectly fine. I'm thinking that's what the lack of penalty for this match is. Very happy with it, if he is, especially if he's now recognizable, and makes it a lot easier for us. But we move on. Cena with a big win over PCO. We then go into an 83 rated angle from Buff Bagwell, who's got a gimmick that's getting stale as well. What I'll do is I'm going to return to the booking screen, but this is just a promo from Buff onto RVD. I'm going to go back. I want to go to roster. Can we tweak this? Yeah, so we can tweak it there. Can we go back in and continue the show? We can, and I think it did work. We get a 76 rated tag team match here. Very good match. Rey Mysterio Jr. and RVD defeating Buff Bagwell and Jamie Noble in 5:58 when Rey pinned Jamie Noble with a Frankensteiner. RVD head and shoulders above everybody else, and Noble was the weak link. Buff Bagwell is getting better at his gimmick. There we go. It did work. And would you look at that? Rey Mysterio Jr. and Rob Van Dam have great chemistry when teaming together. So we've got a bit of positive chemistry between these two. Of course, they're both former ECW alumni as well, which I like. I think that's a cool little thing they've got in common there. Both high flyers, essentially. I like that tag team, actually. I'm very happy they've got good chemistry. We might actually add them as a team together. I'll have to... If you guys have any tag team names for Rey Mysterio and Rob Van Dam, let me know. Let me know. But 76, very good match. And I'm really looking forward to the RVD versus Buff Bagwell match at Sin as well. We move on to a 48 rated angle with Mike Sanders and Rey Mysterio. Both rated on Entertainment here as well. Rey Mysterio getting better at his gimmick as well, which is another positive. He had a poor gimmick, didn't he? I think he did, from memory. Was it him or... I don't know if it was both him and Super Crazy, or... I think Super Crazy had poor. Can't remember if Rey did as well. But that's really good if that's actually getting better. And a 48, so hopefully it's improving. Yeah, so there you go. Awful gimmick Ray was penalised for. He's also getting better at it. Hopefully that's going to change. We then move into a 62 rated match where we have Mike Sanders defeating Shane Helms. Big victory there in 5:51 by pinfall with a handful of tights. Sanders cheating to win. Handful of tights getting the 1, 2, 3. And a 62 rated match there as well. Advancing the World Cruiserweight title storyline. Of course, Shane, the former champion, he's still trying to stay in contention. Sanders has sort of been coming after Rey Mysterio for the last month. They've had a tag team match last week as well. And Sanders has pulled off a pretty big upset as he goes into Sin as the #1 contender. Good match. All right, we then go into a 52 rated angle where we have Hugh Morris and Johnny the Bull going back and forth with each other. Morris says at Sin, one of us is gonna come out, and the other is pretty much not going to come out. And whoever it is that comes out, fair play to that man. Morris extends the hand. Johnny the Bull, gives him the old, and then walks away from him. Proper disrespect. You can see that Morris he's steaming. He's really frustrated and pissed off. And of course, Johnny the Bull's got a match up next. 52 though, the ratings are very consistent around that level, which is good. I'm very nervous about this match though. It's a really good match. We get a 59 rated match here for CM Punk, and he defeats Johnny the Bull in 6:18 by pinfall with a top rope pedigree. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a decisive victory. It's a distraction finish on Johnny the Bull. That's the way we booked it, obviously. I probably should have done a tainted one, but I wanted a decisive victory for CM Punk going into that World TV title match. And hopefully that's going to be the catalyst that'll, get him a little bit of popularity going into that match. So he looks, I guess, a little bit stronger. Whereas Johnny the Bull is, spoiler, he's going to be winning his pay-per-view match. But yeah. We're going to do maybe a little stipulation on the Johnny the Bull match. Maybe an I Quit match. That sort of fits with the... Yeah, that does fit, actually. That fits really well with the last angle we did. One man's essentially going to walk out and the other one's not. Either that like a no-holds-barred or something of that ilk, shall we say. But there we go, 59 rated. CM Punk defeating Johnny the Bull. All right, we then go into an 89 rated angle with Kanyon. Of course, he was left out earlier tonight as he was the only one with a match here tonight between himself, Jarrett, and DDP. So Kanyon essentially cuts the promo back onto the other two, getting an 89. The other two got a 100 by themselves, although I did actually script Kanyon here, so he could have potentially done better, but could have also done worse. So I'm pretty happy with his 89, and essentially says he's going to win and go on to face the winner of Booker T and Eddie Guerrero for the world title next month. We go into their match, steal the show, getting us an 83 rated match here for Kanyon defeating Billy Kidman in 5:49 by pinfall with a flatliner. Then during the match, we also had Jeff Jarrett distract Kanyon. So Kanyon, up against it. Jarrett getting involved, but still managing to pull off a win against a Kidman who was really off his game, apparently. So a little bit frustrating. Could have been even better. Take a quick look at the dirt sheet. Yeah, inconsistency there for Kidman, and that's pretty much the only penalty, along with the very low experience there for the announcing quality. Good stuff. Really good match. Really good. All right, we then go into an 88 rated pre-main event angle with Booker T the World Heavyweight Champion Eddie Guerrero, Sean O'Haire, his opponent tonight in the main event, and the current United States Champion Chavo Guerrero Jr. And yeah, just a good match. Good angles, and everyone did well except for Chavo. So I thought it was going to be Sean O'Haire that struggled without a script, but it was actually Chavo. There you go, 88. The main event, I'm actually expecting a pretty good match out of this one. I think 85 would probably be my estimate. I don't think it's going to be anything above that. But an 85 would be respectable for Eddie Guerrero and Sean O'Haire. We get a, wow, okay, 87 rated main event. I thought 85, it's pretty close, but definitely a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. We have Eddie Guerrero defeating Sean O'Haire in 15:45 by pinfall with a frog splash, and that's following interference from Chavo Guerrero Jr. So a lot of interference in this show, a lot of distractions, a lot of people getting involved, but then again, it's the go-home show. It's the one before the pay-per-view, and everybody's trying to get their licks in, trying to essentially get the upper hand on their opponent in their storylines. And this one's a little bit all over the place because obviously Eddie's got his issues with Booker, who's at ringside for this one as well. Obviously trying to prevent Chavo from getting involved, but obviously Los Guerreros, we know what they're like. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to get involved, to cheat, and then obviously get the win as well. But impressive stuff from Sean O'Haire. Obviously, we still got penalised for the personal issues of Eddie, but when you're pulling 87s out of Sean O'Haire, who's a glorified mid-carder at this point, you know, he's one of our better mid-carders, that's for sure. 87's pretty damn good. A pretty damn good match. So yeah, take a look at the dirt sheet. Not going to be too much on this one either. Bit of low heat for the United States title storyline. Dragged it down probably a point or two. Low experience for the announce team. And inconsistency there from Sean O'Haire as well. And obviously the personal issues attribute Eddie. So World Heavyweight lost heat, but we actually gained heat on the United States title storyline. So it's good in a way, but obviously a little bit lower on the main title, which is going to be the main event for the pay-per-view. But a solid 91 in-ring performance there from Eddie Guerrero. And I'm assuming that might increase his popularity as well. But let's finish the show. We've got one more angle to go. It's going to be a 99 rated Booker T angle. The former champion, current #1 contender. And he cuts a promo on Eddie Guerrero saying that, Chavo's not going to be able to help him in the main event at Sin. And Booker is going to win his title back and become another World Heavyweight Champion. I'll, I guess, get another title reign under his belt. And yeah, 99 would love to finish on 100 there, but it is what it is. Finish the show. A 91 rated go-home show for our Nitro here. Last one of January. Very good stuff. That's going to increase our popularity in 44 regions. I think usually it's 42. So that means it's going to increase in the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast as well. So yeah, very, very happy with the end of that show. Went from the Canyon 89 to the Canyon match with Billy Kidman 83 into the sort of world title, US title storylines there, getting an 88 for us for the pre-main event. Main event there, getting an 87 with Eddie and Sean O'Haire. And then finishing it off with Booker T, as per usual, getting us a very, very solid angle by himself. Very happy with that show. That's what we like to see, as well as, you know, John Cena potentially becoming recognizable. Same sort of thing there for CM Punk with that huge, huge win. And there you go, John Cena, best young prospect in wrestling today. The prototype. I really need to change that. I can't stand the prototype name there, as well as that picture. I need to change those. Anyway, let's have a look here. Jarrett's got an opinion of Jindrak. Needs to learn how to sell is not worth pushing until that's addressed. Jeff, keep your opinions to yourself at this point. And we get a 1.61 TV rating. So that's actually up quite a bit. Over 1.2 million viewers. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's have a look at Raw. I'll go back in here. Raw gets an 84, so we've absolutely smashed them this week as far as show ratings go. But their main event, Edge and Christian defeating Benoit and Jericho. Very good tag team match, getting a 92 for them. Unfortunate, we got close, 87 to 92. We're really sort of closing the gap there. I also find it really weird that at the start of the episode, they changed their opinion of us. They're not really worried. I don't know. That was a weird way to start the episode. Their relationship with us. Yeah. Has adopted a friendly attitude. Apparently, we've got a mildly positive opinion of them. We negotiate war. I kind of want to declare war if I'm being honest, because we're coming for him. We're coming for him. Hopefully that did increase our popularity there. We're still 81s across all those other regions. Canada, we're still, we're chugging along in Canada. We're doing some good work. I think we're actually up 2 points in all those regions. So 59 Ontario, 53 for Alberta and British Columbia. So they're up 1 point. And then Ontario's up 2 points, up to 59. So we're doing well. I don't know, do we need to get 71 across every region of Canada? Is that how it works, or do we just have to get one sort of area, one region of the area of Canada to 71? I honestly have no idea. Mexico, slowly coming back up as well, which is good. As a result of our Combat Nation, is that what our broadcast is called? I think it is. Yeah, Combat Nation, there we go. With that medium coverage pretty much across Europe, the British Isles, Mexico, Japan as well. And I think, we did India. Yeah, we did India. We didn't do Australia though. Because why didn't we do Australia? I know we have, obviously, Foxtel. Yeah, that's weird. We should have probably done Australia as well. Anyway, that's fine. We can always just upgrade it. Not a big issue. But yeah, let's check a little bit of popularity before we end the episode. So, John Cena first, up to 21. Still considered unimportant, so I don't understand how we managed to do that. Because PCO is also considered unimportant by the fans. Very weird one. That's very weird. Very weird indeed. That one's got me stumped because we didn't get a penalty for it. So I honestly have no idea. I thought that would be the reason why, but clearly it's not. Anyway, CM Punk's the next one I want to look at. Oh, that's a big popularity increase. Oh, he's 41s pretty much across every region. I don't want this to be bad. Johnny the Bull, I don't think he lost anything. Oh, he lost a little bit. He's lost about two or three, about 2 points. But that's actually not too bad because it's sort of evened him out perfectly to 44 in every region except obviously Puerto Rico. But the Great Lakes is slightly behind. That's actually really good. I like that. That's huge because that's given CM Punk enough. 40. I mean, he's pretty much a mid-carder at this point. That's actually really good popularity. Really good. And he's pretty much there. He's pretty much got the stats needed to go on a decent push. Very good stuff. I'm super happy with that. Because Vader's popularity is only at 51s, 52s, so it's really not that far ahead of him. He's really not. Who else do we need to look at? We need to look at... where is he? Mike Sanders. Up to 32, which is not terrible. Gone up 5 points this month. Gained some popularity there from Shane Helms, who lost a little bit. Did he lose? I don't think he lost anything. He didn't lose a single point of popularity there. And Sanders he's pretty much gained 5 points this month. He probably didn't gain all of it as a result of that win, but he would have gained a couple, 1 or 2 points from the promo and the match, even though it was technically a tainted victory, but that's looking pretty damn good. The last one I want to check is Eddie. Still 84. Still 84. Hasn't broken through yet. That's okay. That's okay. I'm sure it'll get there. I'm really hoping that's not his popularity cap. That'd be very frustrating. Really good popularity in Mexico, I've just noticed. Interesting. That's going to wrap up the episode, guys. That is a damn good episode. We can take a quick look here just before I end the episode. Actually, we'll take a look at the best way to go about it. Let's go TCW. I'll show you some more shows from them. Profile. Events and TV show. Oh, maybe history. Show history. Yeah, they've had an event. So obviously, last episode we saw this one. David Flair with a big win over Glacier. And then Vader defeating Road Warrior Animal and Scotty Anton. But it looks like they've had an actual pay-per-view or pay-per-view style event. Shown on Combat Nation and whatever this region is here. I think it's their Southeast broadcaster with only Southeast in it. But Dusty defeating Road Warrior Animal to retain the TCW heavyweight title. Then we had David Flair teaming up with Vader and Steve Corino, defeating Too Cold Scorpio, BG James, and Scott Armstrong. Kendrick on the losing end with Scotty Anton against CW Anderson and Nelson Knight. And then Tajiri defeating Eric Watts. Public Enemy defeating Lodi and Ron Studd to retain the TCW tag team titles there as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good to see both Kendrick and David Flair getting used as well. Like to see that. Exactly the reason why we bought them. So we can get those guys in matches on TV with our broadcaster. Although one thing I've realized is it's not being shown in the US. So while it's helping us by, building their, stats up, their performance stats, it's not really increasing their popularity apart from the Southeast, because I've essentially gone through all their events, and I've placed all of their events to take place. If we go to schedule, they're all to take place in the Southeast, so they're always going to run their pay-per-views in the Southeast. I don't think I can do that for TCW TV, for the TV show. So, yeah, they're holding it in the Southeast anyway, which is really good. Because obviously all we want to do with them is continue to grow their popularity. So, so they can essentially go up in size. Anyway, that is it for the episode, guys. Please make sure you drop a like if you've enjoyed today's episode. Big 91 rated Nitro there. Subscribe to the channel as well. Of course, all the new TEW game content will be coming out upon release. Very excited for that. As always, take it easy and goodbye.